What's going on, everybody? My name is Alex Reed again. I'm the county's watershed specialist here in Washington County, Maryland. And today I'm here with Eric Grace. Eric Grace is the president, CEO, founder, and head honcho with the Creek Cleanup Project. I got that right?
Correct.
So Eric has been instrumental in cleaning up the Conacajig Creek. If you follow the county on social media, especially last summer, you saw the amount of tires, the amount of trash, the amount of debris that his group got out. Every single Saturday, him and his core group of members were out on our creeks. So they're Pennsylvania residents. But they started in the headwaters of the Conacajig, and they figured, why stop at an imaginary line? Let's keep on going. So whenever Eric reached out about potentially assisting, we said whatever we could do to help. The impact that him and his group have had on the Conacajig Creek, local water quality, anybody who's spent any time in a canoe or kayak on the Conacajig knows that it needed some love. That's where we cue Eric and his group, and they showed up and gave some love. I wanted to say thank you. We've had the conversation before.
Right.
What you and your group did was second to none. I had never heard of a cleanup group being that dedicated. What you all did, it could only truly be measured in tons. And I personally wanted to thank you from the county government because it was extraordinary. Why did you want to come into Washington County?
I took my daughter down to the creek. I put her in Chambersburg there and flipping rocks looking for crayfish, minnows, whatever. And I stood up after a couple minutes, looked around, trash everywhere. Within 5 foot of her, there was a bottle, a tire, a bag. So I grabbed her up, we went upstream towards Wilson College, same exact thing. Went further up towards Siloam, same thing. And I mean, I grew up fishing the creek. I known it, I fished around shopping carts my whole life in the creek and tires and this and that, but seeing her in there, I was like, well, why ain't somebody doing something about this? And that ate at me for like 2 weeks, and I said, well, I guess I'm somebody. So here we are.
Whenever you started last summer in Washington County, what was maybe a difference, or was it all the same? Was the trash difference?
It's kind of all the same.
Yeah.
I mean, I think some sections there was a lot more tires.
Where do the tires come from, and what are your thoughts on that as somebody who's up to your elbows in it?
They're legacy tires. Most of them ain't new. They've been in there for decades. I can date some back to the 20s and 30s. A lot of flooding over the years. Yeah. I mean, especially the big floods. I mean, probably ended up in there that way, but it's in there in layers. So as you're pulling it out, you got to keep coming back over because it just keeps coming up or flooding back in from the floodplains. Right. I don't think it's as much new dumping as it is just decades, a century worth of trash laying in there that nobody's ever pulled out.
So Eric, how far down the Conacajig did you go? What was the distance?
93 miles.
93 miles.
107,000 pounds of trash.
The people that you would say thank you to on camera.
Like Suzanne Tonelli, obviously, my daughter Isabel, Braden McClary, Garrett, Shad, there's so many of them. I mean,
yeah, that's
Clifford. I mean, Mock, he's been out there with us a lot. I mean,
so we can expect to see you in Washington County. I'm excited about that. I'm just going to go ahead and volunteer anything that we can do to assist you on that.